The Maya are a native Mesoamerican people who developed one of the most sophisticated cultures in the Western Hemisphere before the arrival of the Spanish. The Mayan religion was characterized by the worship of nature gods, a priestly class, rituals of human sacrifice, and the building of an elaborate pyramidal temple. Some aspects of Mayan religion survive today amongst the Mayan Indians of Mexico and Central America, who practice a combination of traditional religion and Roman Catholicism. The Mayan civilization rose in 250 AD. It was found in Mesoamerica, which is near southern Mexico, Guatemala, and Belize. The culture and religion influenced the Mayans in many ways. The Mayans worshipped many gods, which classified them as polytheistic. Each one of their gods has a good side and a bad side. The most important deity was the supreme god Izamna, the creator god, the god of fire, and the god of earth. Another important Mayan god was Kukulkan, the feathered serpent who appears on many temples and was later adopted by the Toltecs and Aztecs as Quetzalcoatl. Another important god was Chak, a hooked-nosed god of rain and lightning. Another god that frequently appears in Mayan art is Bolon Sakab. This god is depicted with a branching nose and is often held like a scepter in ruler's hands. He is thought to have functioned as a god of royal descent. Even some of the Mayan rulers were thought to be connections between the gods and the people. Therefore, they consider themselves to semi-divine. The Mayan belief of the afterlife consisted primarily of a dangerous voyage of the soul through the underworld, which was populated by sinister gods and represented by the jaguar, which is the symbol of night. The majority of the Mayans, even including the rulers, went to this underworld. Heaven was reserved for those who have been sacrificed or died in childbirth. To the Mayans, science and religion were considered as the same subject. The Mayans developed a system of mathematics and astronomy which was intimately related to religious rituals. Their mathematical achievements included positional notation and the use of zero. In astronomy, they accurately calculated a solar year, compiled precise tables of positions for the Moon and Venus, and were able to predict solar eclipses. The ancient Mayans were obsessed with time. They wanted to understand and predict various cycles of time which can allow them to adapt and make the best use of their natural world. The Mayan cosmology states that the world had been created 5 times and destroyed 4 times.
The Aztecs were a Mesoamerican culture who believed in multiple gods. The Aztecs' religion had elements of human sacrifice and a large number of religious festivals which were held according to the patterns of the Aztec calendar. Important things in the Aztec religion included the sun, the moon, and the planet Venus. The most important gods were the god of rain, the patron god, the culture hero, and the god of destiny and fortune. I couldn't pronounce the names though. Mythological events would be ritually recreated, and living people would pretend to be the specific god. They were often ritually sacrificed later though. Religion was part of all of the levels in Aztec society. On the state level, religion was controlled by the high priests. In Aztec society, each level had their own rituals and deities, and played their part in the larger rituals of their own community. In the Nahuatl language, the language the Aztecs used, the word for priest was Tlamakatzikwi, meaning giver of things. The main responsibility of the priest was to make sure that the gods were given enough offerings, ceremonies, and sacrifices. Aztec temples were basically offering mounds. They were pyramids that were crammed with special soils, sacrifices, treasures, and other offerings. In front of every major temple was a large plaza. The plaza sometimes held important ritual platforms where some victims were slain. Many worshippers gathered to watch rites and dances performed. Most of the audience bled themselves during the rites. 10,000 to 80,000 people were sacrificed over the course of 4 days for the dedication of the Great Pyramid in 1487. The sacrificial victims were based on what needed the sacrifice and were usually warriors but sometimes slaves. When the sacrificial date occurs, the victims would participate in the specific ceremonies for the gods. These ceremonies were used to exhaust the victim so he would not struggle during the ceremony.